Hello, everyone. It is Dewey, joined with Tom,
Hello, everyone.
and we have some very interesting material to bring to you today. We are at PAX East, and we had a chance to demo the two new champions that are coming out. One of them you already know about, but the one in this video we're going to talk about is.
Varus.
And so, what is his role? What is his role in League of Legends?
He is an AD carry.
Ranged, close range,
Ranged AD carry. He will be played bottom lane, I do believe. Though I could see him actually maybe taking different lanes. But he's definitely an AD carry.
Okay. So out of the two champions, he was the one that you liked the most, right?
Yeah, by far. I'm super excited for him. I think he's going to be one of my favorite champions as long as they don't completely change him by the time he comes out.
So once you begin, what does his passive do? What's the passive?
His passive just increases his attack speed when he kills things. So I think he gets 10% bonus per minion and a 40% boost when he kills a champion. It lasts for several seconds.
And it doesn't seem like those will stack, right? So you won't get like a 10% boost, kill another minion, get another 10% boost. It's just a 10% boost and then continue on that? Or do you think it will stack?
I'm pretty sure it will stack, but there's probably something on the screen right now in this video which explicitly says whether it stacks or not.
So the next ability is his Q, which I find incredibly interesting.
Yeah, that skill is definitely his highlight. So he can still move, so he can charge up a shot, and it goes further and deals more damage the longer he charges it. He can still move while he's charging as well, but he has slightly reduced movement speed, 20% in the build that we played. Totally possible that that will change. But so what you can do is you can chase people and be channeling this and then hit them with one final shot for a kill.
And the really big thing about this shot is that it can pass through minions, and it can pass through terrain and everything like that, right?
Yeah, it's very similar actually to Caitlyn's Piltover Peacemaker, where it does less damage to things that it hits later. So if it has to go through a whole ton of minions, it will deal less damage on the other end. But one of the big differences is A, the charge up, and B, the fact that it's a much thinner projectile. So it's a lot more like, it's about the size of an Ezreal Q.
It reminded me a lot of like Leona's kind of stun, at least that like hit radius that it has.
Yeah, around that.
The other huge thing about it, and I know you emphasized a little bit, but I don't think people quite realize it, is the range on this thing is ridiculous.
Oh yeah. That cannot be overstated. You can hit someone from well outside of a turret.
Yep.
Even if they're a little bit behind it, you could probably hit them.
I would say it's very close to, if not longer than Nidalee's max. Her spear max range.
It may be longer than that. I think I heard a Riot employee refer to it as the longest range non-ultimate skill in the game.
So then let's talk more about his skills. His W.
Yeah, his W is a pretty basic skill, but also hugely important. So it passively increases attack damage, and also makes it so that your attacks apply a debuff called Blight to the enemy. And so this isn't a poison, it's not a slow. You just can put up to 3 stacks of Blight on your enemy with an auto attack, and then once you use an ability on them, those turn into damage based on the percent of their health. So I think it's I'm not gonna say a number because I don't remember, but it does a percent of the enemy's health per stack of Blight. So you can use this to combo with like a Sheen or a Triforce, which is something that I tried. I don't know if that'll actually be awesome, but so you can apply 3 stacks of Blight, cast on them, and then hit them again, and that'll get the Sheen. So it does a big burst of damage out of them just seeing your auto attacks first. So I think there'll be a lot of interesting mind games with that.
Yeah. It definitely seemed like, like you said, with that Trinity Force, having that spike damage there is pretty significant. Just
even without the Trinity Force, just the Blight alone is pretty substantial.
Okay, so that's the W, and then you have the E, which is amusing, I find, at least. The animation for it.
So the E, he shoots a volley of arrows, and it comes down, and it's got a limited AoE when it hits, but it's got a really long range. You can cast that from really far away, and it deals damage and desecrates the earth for a little bit underneath it, which slows enemy champions.
So I find it like almost a similar range. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Similar range to Singe's little like puddle that he has.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the I just enjoy the volley of arrows that comes out. It's just kind of amusing.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool skill. It reminds you of like watching an epic battle in like Lord of the Rings, sort of, the volley of arrows.
And then finally his ultimate.
His ultimate is it's a shot. It goes out and it stuns the first person that it hits, the first champion that it hits, and then from them a blight creeps out. And if one of these tendrils of evil touches another champion, another enemy champion, it will stun them and deal the same amount of damage. So it's potentially devastating if your enemy's in really close quarters to one another, but it's always great on that single target that you hit.
Yeah, it is very interesting just to watch it's like almost like this kind of ghost that creeps out. Like you use the skill shot, hit the person, and then it kind of like creeps out to anyone close to it, and then can ensnare them further.
I actually saw a video of I think you can probably just look this up right now on YouTube, of Ice Finger of Death, and it's like this cone of ice that just comes down from like the ice above this ocean, and it like just kills a starfish. It just the video's sped up, but it actually just engrosses this starfish in this cone of ice. That's what the animation reminds me of.
So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. He's gonna have a lot of different roles. Obviously, the biggest one being the AD carry. Hopefully ranged AD. Well, not hopefully, he is ranged AD, but that seems to be the role that he'll fit into. So I enjoyed watching you play. Hopefully I'll be able to go back tomorrow and play some myself.
Hopefully.
But let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this video, if you enjoy the little champion sneak peek, we should have one up of the centaur. I can't remember his name, so I'm not going to say it.
Yes.
But soon as well. And also, let me know if you guys want to see any other videos from PAX. Me and Tom are at PAX East. You want to hear our thoughts on maybe Assassin's Creed 3, Max Payne. There's a lot of games here, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Just ask in the comments on this video and subscribe to the Media Cows for more info from PAX East.
Awesome.